And we shift gears now to this. There are calls for the Gauteng Education Department to ensure the safety of schools in Eldorado Park and, of course, in some parts of Gauteng. Now, this follows a shooting incident at Willow Crescent Secondary School this week, and it has led to panic about school safety. Let's speak to Gauteng Education MEC Matome Chiloane, who joins us live now. MEC, thank you so much for your time this evening. Before we even get into the circumstances of what happened at this particular school, let's do a check-in. You've had to deal with so much as far as schools are concerned. Learners have even died at some point. It's a difficult time, no doubt, for you and the department.
Yes, indeed, it is quite a difficult time. We've made a call to religious leaders to pray for the sector entirely, because the sector has been plagued by a number of challenges of late. But however, obviously, as we pray for divine intervention in some instances, there has to be some form of action that we take to ensure that we prohibit or prevent further incidences.
And now, lately, two armed people entering a school in Eldorado Park, opening fire, injuring two learners. What were you told happened here?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been told. It's gangsters in the area. Because of the high the gangsterism in the community in that area, learners find themselves being co-opted in one or the other, either or the other gang. So it was a gang violence. It was so. However, that's the challenges that we face predominantly as a department. We did our own research and we found that schools in areas such as Eldorado Park and other areas where there's gangsterism, in most cases that gangsterism infiltrates into our schools, and then find learners fighting, two schools fighting against each other. So we had to deal with such of recently. Yeah.
Is that incident linked to the other one at the other school where the learner was stabbed as well, or is that a separate incident?
I can't confirm that. I can't confirm.
Yeah.
Look, our responsibility is simple: is to secure the school, and that's what we try our level best.
And I want to get to that. Pardon me for coming in there. I want to get to that point of securing the school, because just recently, Prastamboro as well, seen wielding, a weapon, brandishing it at a school in front of children. And then now there's issues of gangsterism. There's been incidences in the past where you've had to deal with this issue of safety. So how do you begin to secure the schools? Because now there's, some panic about just how safe teachers and pupils are in some schools.
Yeah, in the main, we have a school safety strategy in place, which from where I'm sitting is amongst the best that we can really conceive at the current moment, which has got multiple intervention areas that we've identified. But the first one is we deploy security in the schools.
Private security.
Yes, we've got private security. We have deployed it to beef up already a rolling program of patrollers in schools. And then, because we've done research where we're able to identify schools at risk and schools at high risk, such as this school, where those schools, we increase the number of security provided, and some schools will even use dogs to avoid at night. That's part of the intervention. Furthermore, we have an agreement with police SABC. We're going to adopt a cop program that takes place where police adopts a particular school. It is also running, has been running efficient. It's something else. I called on the police to do more, honestly.
So, in light of that, then, MEC, pardon me, are you then, when it comes to resources, and you're mentioning the SAPS and you say they must do more, it sounds like resources are stretched thin.
Definitely. We're really stretched at the department, but we can't hand over our schools. We must appreciate the wardens that have come through every morning. They search learners in the morning, every single learner, including educators. They work very closely with the securities that were placed in school. But because of, and all this intervention will never work if the community is not on board. We need the parent body, the community to really come on board and protect schools. Yes, and I must say there are some communities where they're very strong. You will never go near a school. And there are some communities where they just neglect the school, and such as an incident that happened where what happened now a few days ago.
And these particular incidents, you know, we report on them and we say this has happened here and there, but when you leave that particular school, there are kids who are traumatized. There are teachers who would be traumatized, support staff who would be traumatized as well. And then the department must now come in and, you know, offer psychosocial support. And that's resources as well. Are you coping when it comes to ensuring that you're providing support to all these schools?
No, we have no choice. We can't give up on our learners and educators. We are pushing, and really the psychosocial team has been working very hard. Beyond the incident, there's many other mental issues that are affecting our learners, and they've been there. This is one of the hardest working directorates I have in the department consistently, and I've really shown appreciation to them. But however, we can't give up on our children. We can never do that. We'll never hand over our children to people who want to disturb their futures, criminals who want to enter schools with guns or copter kids in gangsterism. We'll never do that. We'll fight for our kids always.
Are you going to be meeting then with the SAPS as you're calling on them to do more?
No, we've met. We've long met. We've agreed on the program. We've agreed on the strategy. But what is more important is the community needs to be on board. If we don't have the community participating, if we don't have the parental body protecting the school, whatever money we can put, whatever soldiers we can put, it will not necessarily work, because the most critical people in this strategy are the learners, educators, and parents, and the community. So these critical stakeholders need to take a certain responsibility for the school and its operation, its discipline, its conduct, and so forth. So they need to do that. So if we don't have them, it becomes difficult. It will be just putting money and money and money and money. And honestly, we don't have that money. You know.
MEC, it sounds like we might need a round table to have a conversation with everyone involved in order to understand then what becomes, you know, the role of each and every single individual to ensure that these schools are guarded. As you say, communities do play a critical role as well. And it is, of course, time to have this holistic conversation. But thank you so much for talking to us this evening. Appreciate it. That was Gauteng Education MEC Matome Chiloane.